Good morning, students. In previous class, what we were discussed in previous class, we discussed about hemichordata. So those phylums which are Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, those phylums which are completed at last hemichordata, that is going to be that also we have completed. So today we are going to start, that is chordates. Today we are going to start chordata. So today we are going to start chordata. So these chordates are generally having some of the characteristic features. These chordates having generally some of the characteristic features. What are these characteristic features? Chordates having generally some characteristic features. So what are those characteristic features? First one, these are having notochord. These are having notochord. These are having notochord. Okay. Next, naruchord. These are having naruchord. Pharyngeal gill slits. Pharyngeal gill slits. Next, post-anal tail. Post-anal tail. Post-anal tail. So these are the very important characteristic features which are present in chordates. These are the very important characteristic features which are present in chordates. So first, related to this, I am going to give you a small diagram. Then you can able to understand very clearly. So regarding that particular diagram, you can able to see. So in that chordates characteristic features, I am going to take it one of the diagram. So here it is. Okay. This notochord which is going to be present in this region, notochord. This is the notochord. I am going to make it with another color. This is the notochord. Okay. Next, naruchord. With another color, I am going to make it. Okay. This is the naruchord. This is the naruchord. Okay. Next, here it is. You are going to be see that particular. Next. So in this, you are going to see the particular here it is. So these characteristic features I am going to see. First, notochord. This is notochord which is going to present on this ventral to that particular what we call region of naruchord. First, we are going to call it as this is the naruchord. So this is naruchord. So this one by one I am going to make it first. One by one I am going to make it. Okay. So first, notochord. This notochord, it is a rod like, flexible, rod like, flexible, rod-like flexible structure, rod-like flexible structure which is present, which is present in embryonic stage, which is present in embryonic stage or entire life, or entire life. This notochord, it is the this notochord, it is the rod-like structure, this rod-like structure and vacuolated. Some of the turgid cells also which are going to be present. This particular notochord, it is going to be this notochord, it is going to be present. This notochord, it is going to be present in embryonic stage in some of the organisms and in entire life or entire life also which are going to be present. This notochord. This notochord, it is particularly related to the skeletal system. Don't get confused with the nerve cord. Notochord related to the skeletal system. Notochord related to the skeletal system. Notochord, this notochord which is related to the skeletal system. Notochord which is related to the skeletal system. That is about simple about notochord. Okay, this notochord which may be present in embryonic stage or which may be present in entire life. Entire life may be present. This notochord. This is related to the skeletal system. Should not get confused with notochord with nerve cord. Nerve cord which is related to nervous system. Now we are going to discuss about nerve cord. Nerve cord which is dorsal hollow nerve cord, dorsal side, and which is hollow space which is going to present, dorsal hollow nerve cord, single nerve cord, dorsal hollow nerve cord present related to the nervous system, which is related to nervous system. Nerve cord which is related to nervous system. Notochord which related to skeletal system. Notochord which related to skeletal system. Nerve cord which related to the nervous system. Then this nerve cord which gives rise to brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord, which is gives rise to brain and spinal cord. Okay. Next, another structures. Pharyngeal gill slits. So these are the pharyngeal gill slits. So these are the pharyngeal gill slits. What are the functions of these pharyngeal gill slits? These pharyngeal gill slits which are responsible for that respiration. Pharyngeal gill slits which are responsible for that respiration. Here it is mouth which is going to present. In this here it is mouth which is going to present. Through mouth water which is going to be, here it is pharyngeal gills, water which is going to be enter and thereby respiration takes place. Here it is alimentary canal, digestive cavity which is going to be present. And this particular portion, it is post-anal tail which is going to be present. Clear? So first one, what are the general characteristic features of chordata? Notochord, nerve cord, pharyngeal gill slits, post-anal tail. First, notochord which is going to be present on in between nerve cord and digestive cavity. Where this notochord which is going to present, which is located in between nerve cord and digestive cavity, in between this notochord which is going to be present. This notochord, it is a rod-like structure, flexible structure which is present in embryonic stage in some of the organisms or entire life in some of the organisms which are going to be present. We are going to see according to that later on. Next, after that, what is that? Next, immediately, pharyngeal gill slits, paid. These are paid. These are the paid pharyngeal gill slits which are going to present, which are responsible for that respiration. Next, post anal tail. This post anal tail, at last portion of this organism, it is going to be post anal tail which is going to present. What is the function of post anal tail? Post anal tail function is going to be balancing of that particular organism which is involved in balancing. Post anal tail which is going to be involved in balancing of the organism. Post anal tail which is responsible for the balancing of the organism. These are the general characteristic features of chordata. These are the general characteristic features of chordata. We are going to see what are the differences regarding these general characteristic features. I am going to see the differences. Okay, we are going to see the differences, non-chordates and chordates differences. I am going to write differences. Okay, non-chordates and here it is chordates. Chordates. So these are the chordates. These are the chordates. We are going to see the differences. Here, first one here it is in this. First we'll complete chordates. We know that just now we made it that one. Okay, then we can go to this region. Okay, here it is notochord. Notochord is present. Okay, next dorsal hollow naruchord. Dorsal hollow naruchord is present. It is single. Here it is single. Dorsal hollow naruchord, it is going to be single. Next, these organisms, paid pharyngeal gill slits which are going to be present, which are for respiration. Clear? Next, post anal tail which is going to be present. Post anal tail for the balancing of the organism. Heart is going to be on ventral side. Heart is present on ventral side. Heart which is going to present on ventral side. Okay. Next, in these organisms, another gut. Gut is present on ventral side. Gut which is going to present on ventral side. Now exactly here it is non-chordates. Notochord absent. Okay, here it is dorsal. Here it is naruchord which is going to present. This naruchord which is present on ventral side. This naruchord, it is going to be double. This is double. What is this? This is double. Okay. Double. Okay. Next, paid pharyngeal gill slits. Here it is. In these regions, what are the conditions which are going to be takes place? Gills which are going to be absent. So in these present, gills are which are going to present. Here it is. Gills are absent. Next, in these organisms, heart which is going to be present on dorsal side. Next, gut is on, here it is, dorsal side. If it is heart which is present, sometimes heart may not be present, just tubular which is going to be present. Okay, understood what I am going to say. Next, Post anal tail also, which is going to be, here it is, post anal tail is going to be present. Post anal tail is going to be present. Here it is, I forgot. Post anal tail is absent. So these are the differences between non-chordates and chordates. So these are the differences. What are the differences? First, notochord is present. Here it is, notochord is absent. And here it is, dorsal side, hollow nerve cord is present. It is a single. And here it is, ventral nerve cord, which is going to present on, which is going to be double. Next, paired pharyngeal gill slits, which are going to present. Here it is, paired pharyngeal, those gill slits which are going to be absent. Next, post anal tail, which is going to present for the balancing. Here it is, post anal tail is going to be absent. Next, heart is present on ventral side. If it is heart is going to be present on dorsal side. If it is heart which is going to present. Next, gut is present on ventral side. Here it is, gut is on dorsal side. So these are the differences between non-chordates and chordates. Very, very important. Please go through it. Okay, these differences between non-chordates and chordates, these are very important. Okay, next we will go to that how chordates which are going to be differentiated. How chordate, along with that some other characteristic features also which are going to present. Generally these chordate characteristic features, if you take normal characteristic features, these are body symmetry, bilateral symmetry. What is mean by bilateral symmetry? When only one plane which passing through the central axis of that particular organism body divides into equal halves, bilateral symmetry. And these are coelomates, nothing but enterocoelomates, Next, organ system level of organization, organ system level of organization we can able to see. Next, these are triploblastic in nature, triploblastic. So these are the general characteristic features which are related to chordates. These are the general characteristic features with regard to chordates. Next, if you go through that particular chordate, this is not sufficient. I'll go through this. This is not go through. It is not sufficient. Chordates. In these particularly, these chordates. So based on presence of absence of cranium. So here it is, based on presence of absence of cranium. Based on presence or absence of cranium box. What is mean by cranium? Cranium, it is nothing but where brain is located, in a cavity like structure, brain which is going to be located. So that particular cavity, bony material, it is going to be called as brain box, also known as cranium. Okay, also known as cranium. So based on presence or absence of that particular brain box, these chordates which are going to be differentiated into acraniata, and craniata. So craniata, brain box present, cranium is present, acraniata, cranium is absent, also known as protochordata, Clear? Do you understand? Here it is, cranium absent. These are again differentiated into based on notochord, urochordata, also known as tunicata. Here it is, cephalochordata. Okay, cephalochordata. Here it is, urochordata, notochord present in tail of larva, tail of larva. Notochord present. Notochord present. Head to tail. Head to tail. See, here it is euro. What does it mean? Euro means tail. Tail region. So notochord which is present in tail of larva. Notochord which is present in tail of larva, that is called urochordata, also known as tunicata. We have been discussed little ahead. Cephalochordata, cephalon, head. Notochord which is present head to tail region. Head to tail region. Cephalochordata. Cephalochordata. Examples of urochordata. Examples of urochordata: Ascidia, Ascidia, Salpa, Doliolum. Cephalochordata example: Branchiostoma, Branchiostoma. What is the example for cephalochordata? Branchiostoma. Next, here it is craniata, which is going to be differentiated into vertebrata. Vertebrata. So craniata, which is going to be differentiated into vertebrata. Just go through it. Craniata differentiated into vertebrata. Okay, do you understand what I'm going to say? Vertebrata. So those we are going to call that is particularly like that chordata, which is going to be differentiation takes place. Next we are going to be enter into the urochordata. 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 It is a subphylum. So this is the phylum. So these are the two subphylums. These are the two subphylums. Okay, subphylums. So this is the chordata, which is going to be based on presence or absence of cranium, which differentiated into a craniata and craniata. Craniata, brain box, which is going to present. A craniata, brain box is absent. A craniata, also known as protochordata. Next, so this protochordata, which differentiate into urochordata and cephalochordata, based on the particular notochord, if it is present in tail region of larva, those we are going to consider as urochordata, also known as tunicates. Next, cephalochordata, notochord which is present in head to tail region. Example, branchiostoma of cephalochordata. If you take examples of urochordata, Ascidia, Salpa, Doliolum. Ascidia, Salpa, Doliolum. These are the examples of urochordata. Now we are going to discuss about these craniata related to this particular urochordata. Okay. That later on we are going to discuss craniata. First, craniata we are going to discuss. Craniata, also known as protochordata. So in that, what are the two phylums? Two subphylums. First, urochordata. We are going to discuss about urochordata. Urochordata. First, we are going to discuss about urochordata, in which urochordata, also known as tunicata. Tunicata. Why these organisms are going to be called as tunicata? First, so tail, which is that notochord present. Notochord present in larval, tail of larva. So that's what these are going to be called as urochordata. Next, why it is called tunicata? Adult body enclosed by tunic or test. It is a cellulose-like organic substance. Cellulose-like organic material. This adult body of these organisms, which are going to be enclosed by this tunic or test, it is the cellulose-like organic material. So it is, that is the reason why these organisms are called tunicates. These organisms are tunicates. Tunic or test material, which is going to be covered by the test or tunic. Okay. So in these organisms, circulatory system is going to be open. Circulatory system is going to be open. In these organisms, circulatory system is going to be open. Open circulatory system. Closed circulatory system means blood vessels that and all which are going to present. Here it is blood vessels that and are absent. And the development is indirect. Development is indirect. Development is indirect. Development is indirect. And very important characteristic feature. Here it is. In these urochordates, retrogressive metamorphosis. Retrogressive metamorphosis is the characteristic features of urochordata. Retrogressive metamorphosis is the characteristic feature of urochordata. What is mean by retrogressive metamorphosis? First of all, in lower classes you have studied metamorphosis. If you try to remember, so this metamorphosis, it is the transformation of body from one form to another form. If you try to remember in lower class, Bombyx mori, silk moth, is that right? Which is first what we call silk moth. In that particularly silk moth, once it is going to be trying to eat the material, food material, and thereby it is going to be trying to caterpillar larva, is that right? Caterpillar larva once again which is going to be transformed. So like that, one form to another form. So first adult form, then after first it is going to be after gametogenesis, whatever the fertilized one, from that one form which is going to become out nymph, is that right? From that again stage morphosis takes place, body is going to be transformation takes place, the caterpillar 8-stage larva, so like that. So one form to another form, these particular organisms which are going to be shows the body transformation, that process is called metamorphosis. So in this, what is mean by retrogressive? Going back. What is going back? So progressive means development. Retrogressive, whatever the development, it is going to going backside. So that is retrogressive. So retrogressive metamorphosis is the important characteristics of urochordata, in which main thing what is going to happen, better developed larva converted into less developed adult. Better developed larva. So this larva having very important characteristic features. Those are advanced characteristic features. What are the advanced characteristic features? This larva having advanced characteristic feature is the naruchord is present. Next, notochord is present. Post-anal tail is present. So these are the advanced characteristic features which are present in larva. So that's why it is a better developed larva, which at this advanced developed characters larva convert into adult. So this adult having these characteristic features are disappear. Naruchord, which is converted into ganglionated naruchord, it is less developed characteristic feature. Next, notochord, which is going to be disappearance takes place. Notochord disappear. Next, post-anal tail is going to be disappear. Actually, from small stage, whatever the organism having less developed characters, then after that it is slowly which are developing adult having advanced characteristic features. But here in these organisms, larva having advanced characteristic features, these larva having advanced characteristic features, once which is going to become into adult, these characteristic features are disappeared. So that's what better developed larva which converted into less developed adult. Larva having good characteristic features, advanced characteristic features, but those advanced characteristic features once larva converted into adult does not have these advanced characteristic features. So that is the reason why this metamorphosis is called retrogressive metamorphosis. Retrogressive metamorphosis. Suppose, what is mean by progressive metamorphosis? Progressive metamorphosis also is there. In that progressive metamorphosis, simple characteristic features of larva which converted into advanced characteristic features of adult. That process is called progressive metamorphosis. Progressive metamorphosis that we are going to see in other organisms. We are going to discuss in later on. Okay. So this is the retrogressive metamorphosis in which better developed larva converted into less developed adult. Example in this in where each type of example in this Eurochordata, in this particularly you can able to see these characteristic feature you are going to see in particularly Herdmania. This also Eurochordata, and next Acidia, Salpa, Doliolum, Acidia, Salpa, Herdmania, Doliolum. So these are examples comes under Eurochordata. Examples which are comes under Eurochordata. Not only here it is another excretory system. Excretory system having neural gland, excretory system having neural gland. What are the characteristic features which are having Eurochordata? Please go through that. What are the characteristic features? Eurochordata, also known as tunicata. So in this notochord which is going to present in the tail of larva, so that's what this Eurochordata, tail. Okay. Adult body which is going to be enclosed by tunic or test cellulose like organic substance. So that's what these organisms are going to be called as tunicates. Circulatory system is open type, development is indirect. Why? Because larval form is there. And excretory system is neural gland. Don't get confused. Neural gland, it is excretory system in Eurochordates. Very important characteristic feature of that particular Eurochordata is retrogressive metamorphosis. So many previous exams this they asked. So many previous exams questions asked regarding this retrogressive metamorphosis. So in which better developed larva which converted into less developed adult, larva which converted into adult. What are the developed larva characteristic features? Naruchord, notochord, postanal tail, which are disappeared and modified into less developed adult, which we are going to see in Eurochordata animals. Herdmania, also known as sea squirt. Sea squirt, also known as, also another example, Pyrosoma, colonial bioluminescent form. Okay, Pyrosoma. So these are the examples of Eurochordata. These are the examples of Eurochordata. Now we'll see the Cephalochordata. Okay, Cephalochordata. So Eurochordata completed. We will see the Cephalochordata. Cephalon, head. So that particular notochord present head to tail region, to tail region, and this notochord which present throughout the life, entire life, which is going to present in these cephalochordate examples in this circulatory system is closed circulatory system. Next, digestive system, complete system. Digestive system is also complete digestive system which is going to be present. Okay, complete digestive system which is going to be present. So these organisms in this excretory system excretory system having solenocytes, solenocytes, excretory system, solenocytes. Okay, this excretory system, solenocytes in this respiration by gills. Respiration by gills, you can able to observe respiration by gills. Okay, and paid appendages which are going to be absent. Paid appendages, paid appendages absent. Okay, paid appendages absent. So what are the characteristic features in this cephalochordata? Notochord which is present head to tail region, entire region, that's what cephalon, head, from head to tail region, and which is present throughout the life, which is present throughout the life. Next, circulatory system which is going to be closed, digestive system is going to be complete, and excretory system is going to be solenocytes which is going to present. Respiration by the gills or through the body surface also is there. So entire body surface also they are going to be do it for respiration. Paid appendages are which are going to be absent. If you take example in this cephalochordata example, brachiostoma, brachiostoma, brachiostoma. This also Amphioxus, also known as lancelet, lancelet. Amphioxus also known as lancelet. Amphioxus also known as lancelet. Okay, Amphioxus which is going to be also lancelet. Next, so with this, those acraniata completed, we are going to be enter into the craniata. Craniata. We are going to be enter into the craniata. Before entering into the craniata, I will make you the chart. Then you can able to understand very easily. This earlier craniata completed. Now I am going to enter into the craniata. So in this craniata, what is going to be there? Vertebrata is there. Brain box which is going to present. So in this vertebrata, vertebrata. So in this vertebrata, which is going to be divided into anata and gnatostomata. Gnatostomata, anata and gnatostomata. So here it is anata. So in this anata again, which is going to be differentiated into ostracodermy, ostracodermy. So this is going to be example. Here it is ostracodermy. We'll write ostracodermy example cephalaxis. So these are extinct, which are not present, which are not present. These are extinct, not present. Next, cyclostomata, cyclostomata. So these are example. Here it is cyclostomata example. Petromyzan, petromyzan and myxine, petromyzan and myxine. Okay, so this gnatostomata again, which is differentiated into, again which is differentiated into, again which is differentiated into pieces, and here it is tetrapoda, pieces which are having fins, which are having fins. Tetrapoda bearing the limbs, which are having limbs, which are having limbs. Okay, these pieces once again which are differentiated into, which are differentiated into placodermy, placodermy, chondrichthyes, osteichthyes, chondrichthyes, osteichthyes. Here it is example Climatius. It is extinct. This also extinct, which are no more present on the earth. Chondrichthyes example Scoliodon, Scoliodon. Okay. Next, Ostichthys example labio. Okay. Hippocampus also. Next, these tetrapoda, these organisms which are again differentiated into four. I'm going to make it. Okay. Here it is. Amphibia, reptiles. Next, birds, aves. At last, mammals. So in these examples, amphibia, example before, rana. Next, in this example, testudo, chilion, chilon. Next example, here it is, corvus, crumbo. Next example, here it is, macropus, pteropus. Just to go through, please, you can, it is little, you just have to remember these things. Vertebrata, so in which, here it is craniata, cranium box which is going to present, brain which is present in cranial cavity. So based on which is going to be again, which is vertebrata. What is this vertebrata? Instead of, what is that, what we call notocard. So in these organisms, it is going to be modified by the another structure, that is what we call collagenous structures, which are vertebral columns which are going to present. So that particular whichever the organisms having chordate which is going to be replaced by vertebral column, those organisms are going to be considered as vertebrates. Those organisms are going to be considered as, in whatever the organisms chordates, in all the organisms, of course chordate which is going to present, that particular chordate in some of the organisms which is going to be replaced by the collagenous structure, that is going to be vertebral columns. So in whichever the organisms, that particular chordate which is going to be replaced by the vertebral column, those organisms are going to be considered as vertebrates. Those organisms are going to be considered as vertebrates. Remember, in that during notochord, I already told you, all the what we call vertebrates are chordates, but all the vertebrates are not chordates. I told you one, remember, please try to catch it, that particular line. Is that right? I told you or not? That particular line I already mentioned. Please go through that particular line. What is that? Notochord which is going to be replaced by the cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in adults. So all vertebrates are chordates. All vertebrates are, I'll write here it is, all vertebrates are, all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Do you understand what I'm going to say, this particular line? So all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. So some of the chordates which are replaced by the collagenous vertebral columns, those organisms are going to be considered as vertebrates. So those are vertebrates. These vertebrates which are differentiated into anata. Anata means jaw. Here it is, jaws are absent. Jaws are absent. In these gnathostomata, jaws are present. Jaws present. Jaws are present. What are the jaws? See, upper jaw, lower jaw. So jaws, those are jaws which are going to present. Okay, in this anata, again which is going to be differentiated into ostracodermy and cyclostomata. So this ostracodermy which is going to be extinct, no more which is present on this earth. Example, cephalaxis. Cyclostomata, in this example comes under petromyzon and myxine. Next, gnathostomata, jaws which are going to present in this Pisces, and which is differentiated into gnathostomata, which is differentiated into Pisces and tetrapoda. Fishes which are having fins. Fishes are nothing but all these are fishes. Tetrapoda, poda, limbs. four limbs which are going to present in all these organisms, limbs which are going to be present. So in this species example, one more which is differentiated into Placodermi, Contractis, Astinctis. Placodermi, example Climatius. These are organisms also extinct. Only these are present. Contractis, Astinctis. Contractis example Scoliodon, fish. Next, Astinctis example Labio and Hippocampus. About this in detail we are going to discuss. No need to worry. Next, tetrapod, which are amphibia, reptiles, aves, mammals. So amphibia example before rana, frogs, that and all which are comes under reptiles, testudo, chelone, chameleon. So many that and all, chelotes that and all comes under reptiles. These are birds, aves, birds. These are birds. Next, mammals. Human beings also which are comes under these mammals. Human beings also which are comes under these mammals. So this is about vertebrata. So in next class we are going to be discuss about this Aneta. Then after that we will move to the Gnatostomata. Clear? So until you just go through this one, very important. This, okay, chordate phylum. Okay. Thank you.